and welcome to This Week at Endicott. I'm Hannah Haslam.
And I'm Danny LaValle. Let's see what's happening this week across campus.
It's Valentine's Day on Wednesday, and Endicott's Charity Club is helping its students spread the love. Stop by the LSB lobby anytime between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to participate in their annual Valentine's Day fundraiser. Handmade crafts are for sale for $1 up to $5, and all money goes to PAWS Animal Rescue. At 6:30 p.m., CAB presents Valentine's Day treats in locale, followed by a movie at 8 p.m.
This Wednesday also marks the start of Lent. There will be 2 Ash Wednesday services at the chapel, one at 9 a.m. and one at 5 p.m. If you would like to, you can receive ashes at those services. The chaplain will also be in the chapel at the following times on Wednesday: 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and 3:30 to 5 p.m. You can receive ashes at that time if you are unable to attend the services.
On Thursday, head to the Post Center Fieldhouse at 1 p.m. to attend Life Choices with eMark. At 4:30, it's game night at the Beverly Senior Center. Volunteer and come join the fun with some good old-fashioned board games. Transportation will be provided. Sign up through your Blue Buzz email.
At 5:30, it's the Tech Surge in the LSB Auditorium. At 6, Gaming Gulls presents a retro-themed game night in LSB 347. For more Valentine's Day activities, head to Locale at 7 p.m. where CAB is presenting Be Your Own Valentine. Also at 7 p.m., get creative and stop by Gullies for a waste race and decorate your own recycling bin.
Think you know your friends better than anyone else? Test out your knowledge at the Lodge at 7 p.m. where Relay for Life is presenting How Well Do You Know Your Person? Prizes will be given and the cost is $6 per pair of people. At 8 p.m., Late Night Loca continues their Stranger Things viewing party. At 9, it is 21 Plus Night in Gullies.
At 9:30, the bus leaves the Post Center for the Black Panther movie screening and will be heading to AMC Liberty Tree in Danvers for the 10:15 showing. Purchase your $10 ticket through your Blue Buzz email.
On Friday at 9 a.m., volunteer with the Community Giving Tree to sort and organize donations to families in need in Middletown, Mass. At 3 p.m., head to Landmark Senior Living Happy Hour to help set up, engage with residents, and clean up when the fun is done.
At 6:30, volunteer at Northeast Arc Friday Night Happenings, where lifelong support services are given to those with developmental disabilities. Sign up for all these amazing volunteer opportunities through your Blue Buzz email.
Thinking about competing for the next title of Mr. Endicott? Sign up through your Blue Buzz email, but do it soon as applications are due by Friday. On Saturday, help cheer on your fellow Gulls as men's volleyball takes on Southern Vermont in the McDonald Gymnasium at 1 p.m.
Enjoy the long President's Day weekend. There will be no classes on Monday, February 19th. When you return on Tuesday, stop by the Interfaith Worship service in the chapel at 5:30 p.m.
Also on Tuesday, check out the Ask Me Anything panel in the LSB Auditorium at 7 p.m., where the topic is on eating disorders. Then, at 8 p.m., Trivia Night takes place in Gullies. Bring some friends and try your luck at fun and prizes.
Interested in working on campus this summer as part of the Mistlewood events team? Your Blue Buzz email has links to the available positions and application information.
Now, let's get agricultured with Amy.
Hello, welcome back to Get Agricultured. I'm your host, Amy, and this week we'll be talking about aquaculture. Aquaculture in basic terms is farming in water, where you breed, raise, and harvest animals and plants in all types of water environments. Aquaculture goes back a long time, as far as 6000 BC in Australia, where they raised eels, and in Rome, they bred fish in ponds and farmed oysters in large lagoons before 100 CE. Aquaculture is a vital support for our nation's seafood production, and is also one of the most resourceful and efficient ways to produce protein. Around the world, aquaculture supplies more than 50% of all seafood production for consumption. In the U.S., the aquaculture industry meets only 5 to 7% of the seafood demand. This method of farming helps restore habitats, replenishes wild stock, and helps rebuild populations of threatened and endangered species because fishermen are no longer taking numerous amounts from the wild. There are 2 types of aquaculture, marine and freshwater. Marine aquaculture produces a number of species, such as oysters, clams, mussels, shrimp, seaweed, and fish like salmon, black sea bass, yellowtail, and pompano. There are many ways to farm marine life, which, depending on what you are growing, you use sinking or floating cages. Freshwater aquaculture raises species like catfish and trout and primarily takes place in ponds and man-made systems. That's all I have this week for Get Agricultured. I'll see you next week.
Now, sports with Matt.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of EC Sports. For ECTV, I'm Matt Pritchard. The men's hockey team is heading to the postseason as the number 2 seed in the conference. They will host Suffolk on Saturday in the CCC quarterfinals, and their fate will be decided from there. The women's side was ranked number 8 in the NCAA Division III East Regional and will wrap up their regular season as they travel to Colby on Saturday. Playoffs will begin on the following Saturday. Onto the court, the men's and women's basketball teams will round out their seasons on Saturday at Roger Williams and will open up their postseason on Tuesday. Cassandra Stapelfeld will look to lead the women's side as she claimed her 6th straight CCC Rookie of the Week. The men's volleyball team swept LaSalle 3-0 and will open up conference play this week versus Southern Vermont. They will travel there on Wednesday before returning back to Endicott for a 1 o'clock battle on Saturday. And that'll do it for this week in EC Sports. For ECTV, I'm Matt Pritchard. Good luck to all our teams competing this week.
It's time for Shake My Head News with Riley and Lexi.
Hello and welcome back to Shake My Head News, where we give you the most ridiculous news stories from around the world. I'm Lexi Lozano.
And I'm Riley Fitzgibbons. This week, police officers in Scotland realized that you don't want to toy around with tigers. Local farmer Bruce Grubb called the cops when he noticed a large cat with stripes on his farm. Without second thought, several officers arrived at the scene with multiple vehicles, including an armed response team and a nearby wildlife park team. 45 long minutes went by before one of the officers made a realization. The taunting tiger was really just a stuffed animal.
Southern New Hampshire University has fired a professor for a glaring mistake. The school has confirmed to Huffington Post. The educator, whose name has been kept private, almost gave a student a failing grade on an assignment because she refused to believe that Australia was a country, despite the student's insistence that it was. The student, Ashley Arnold, approached BuzzFeed after the professor refused to listen to her. We deeply regret the interaction between our professor and our student and have apologized to the student and refunded her for the class. Following an investigation, we have replaced the instructor as we strive to adhere to the highest standards of integrity and accuracy in educating our students. Looks like the professor just got schooled.
While we have grown up to trust our local mailmen, a few postal deliverers have slipped through the cracks. In Italy, a postman was found hoarding 1,260 pounds of undelivered mail in his garage. He was collecting over 8 years' worth of postage, including bank statements, bills, political propaganda, and more. So next time your letter doesn't get delivered, maybe wonder if it didn't just get lost in the mail.
Abby Beckley, a 28-year-old Oregon resident, felt a prick under her eyelid and figured it was just a stray lash. But after a week, she decided to see what was causing the irritation. I put my fingers in there and kind of caused a picking motion and pulled out a worm. I looked at my finger and it was moving and I was shocked. It gets grosser. She pulled out about 6 more of the tiny worms over the next few days. Fearing a serious problem, Becky got in touch with a doctor. She found out that she had 14 more and got them removed in a 24-hour period. I suppose the worms were stepping it up from just hiding in our apples.
That is disgusting. Thanks. Oh, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching.
And thanks for staying foolish. Back to the desk.
Last week, 3 representatives from the New York Film Academy visited Endicott to talk about an exciting new partnership between the 2 schools. ECTV's own Brianna Marr sat down with them to find out more. Let's check it out.
Hello, I'm Brianna Marr, and today I am joined by some representatives from the New York Film Academy. How's everyone doing? Great. Could you each please introduce yourself for anyone watching? Let them know who you are at the New York Film Academy.
Sure. I'm David Major. I'm the chair of the photography program.
I'm Christy Cates. I'm creative director for the musical theater program.
I'm Bill Einreinhofer. I'm the chair of the broadcast journalism program.
Thank you. Could you tell me a little bit about Endicott's partnership with the New York Film Academy?
You guys want to start?
So the arrangement that we're developing is for students to have a 3-month internship program by which they will come to New York City and actually experience in a professional way many of the things that they've been studying here at Endicott. In addition, at the same time, they're going to be expanding their skill set and doing it in New York, in one of the cultural, media, and political capitals of the world.
Cool. What kinds of students should apply, like what majors?
So for my department, anyone interested in live performance, dancing, singing, acting, we don't have a set curriculum yet of what we would offer a group of students from Endicott. We plan on building that around the interests and experiences of what the students have already studied here, and then building on that.
Nice.
So.
Cool.
For us, we're interested in anybody who's interested in communications. I mean, obviously, folks who work on the TV station would certainly be of interest. But at the same time, even folks who are working on the newspaper now, because, you know, the newspaper is no longer simply a newspaper.
Right.
The New York Times has 75 video journalists. So if your interest is news, if your interest is short form, nonfiction video, then we should talk.
Cool.
And also any photography majors.
Cool.
You know, come in and they drop right into our second semester, which is advanced lighting and advanced imaging, stuff like that.
Nice. And if a student is interested, they're watching this and they think it's something that they might want to do, how can they get more information or get involved?
So the best way is for them to contact their program chairs, or their deans rather, to get more information about how to apply and what that process looks like.
Thank you so much, guys.
That's all we have for this week, girls.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.